Billy 12 trees. An awful lot resting on his shoulders this afternoon. Skippering the team and in that pivotal role of fly half, a job of leadership and most significantly perhaps some direction which was sorely lacking last weekend in Europe against Edinburgh here. The King's Own faithful have been just a little disgruntled, I think it is safe to say. They are demanding better today. Worcester have lost their last 5 in the Premiership, and if you look at their Premiership results in great detail, you think of the 2 wins they have got. Up at Newcastle, they were hanging on at the end against the Falcons, and here against Northampton, a controversial finish, perhaps fortunate to come out on the right side. They could be none from 9.
When you come to King's Own, you fear. You are scared as a rugby player, and particularly as a scrum half and a back. Gloucester need to get that fear factor back here at King's Own.
Smiles for Freddie Burns on the bench today. The referee, JP Doyle, he presided over a 16-all draw between these two at Six Ways last season. 30 miles separating King's Own from Six Ways. Right now 11 points separating the two clubs in the Premiership table, and in an hour and a half or so either Worcester will have a lifeline or Gloucester will be edging towards a more familiar mid-table resting place. 12 Trees launches proceedings, and that is not the best of starts for Jeremy Sewer.
You can see the eyes come down just to see where the defenders are in front of him. And it gives 2 packs that have been under pressure, it gives that Gloucester pack the early opportunity to say, this is what we can do. We've got new blood in the front row. It's an old Tongan battle on that far side.
Buafisi for Gloucester on the tight head up against the Worcester loose head Fainga Nuku. Solid from Gloucester. Sewer maybe atoning for his sins here. He's stolen the ball, but illegally. Just the kind of start that will infuriate Dean Ryan. For all the pre-match chat, for all the weeks worth of hard work, hard graft.
You can see Wood goes in here and it goes to ground. Certainly Wood that turns in, which is why Sewer thought the ball was out, and it is out.
I think the ball is out there.
He's entitled to play that.
Not the best couple of minutes for our friend Sewer there, and particularly with the international experience that he has. He's the type of player that needs to step up for Worcester, but you know, there's nothing any scrum half in the world would have gone for that ball.
Scrap for that 9 shirt at Six Ways with Paul Hodgson on the bench today. Johnny R currently injured at the moment. 12 Trees on kicking duty in the absence of Burns. A settler for Gloucester. Perfect start.
See the patch of pitch that he kicked on. Really boggy after the scrum. Could be a big factor.
He's comfortable in the 10 role. 12 Trees. He played against Perpignan in the Heineken Cup here last month. Scored 17 points with the 10 shirt on his back. Also part of the game against Sarries a little while ago, back in last December, as Cowan clears Gloucester lines into the shed. Filled in a good bit as well, 12 Trees at fly half for the Leicester Tigers as well, so it's a role he's comfortable in, but of course with it comes just a little bit more responsibility.
It's also a heck of a lot more difficult in these types of conditions, having the ball from, you know, the pass from 9's not going to be quite as sharp. It's a little bit more slippy, greasy, muddy. It'll test him.
Brooker has picked out to Carpentier. Chris Brooker, the The hooker for Worcester. No Agustin Creevy. The Argentinian is missing at the moment through injury. Crossfield from Mieres, looking to pick out Stevenson, and he's gathered it in, but it's gone forwards.
Oh, just a nice bit of initiative there for Mieres. I like they've got Worcester have got to mix it up. I mean, are you going to take on Tinder and 12 Trees? You've got to be creative, and I think that was a lovely crossfield kick. You know, another type of bounce there from that ball in a boggy pitch. You never know, and that's what Worcester have got to grab onto today.
Well, a bounce similar to the one at Sale on Friday night. The Cipriani crossfield kick, which ended up in a try for Brady.
Bounced in front of James O'Connor and over the top. I think that was probably a pre-call from Worcester. The first attacking scrum we get. Let's test.
Morgan from the base. Relatively slow start to the season, Ben Morgan. 12 Trees under pressure from Sewer. Pennell will open it out, and this is Dragonieu. Gloucester off their feet. Penalty for the Warriors.
Doesn't matter, you're diving on the ball.
Okay.
Come in, support your body.
He's arguing the toss. She's been on the wrong side of the whistle quite a bit this season. Has been, like so many of the Gloucester forwards, struggling, having been going backwards for so much of the last 3 or 4 months.
12 Trees under a bit of pressure there again, and that was only bit. Ordinarily, Cowan would get that ball away and it would be slick ball away, but because it's a bit slippy and messy, you would concentrate on the charge downs, actually, wouldn't you, if you were the opposition to 12 Trees?
There you go. What Sewer does really well is he angles his run so that 12 Trees knows that after he's kicked it, Sewer's body's going to collide with his standing leg. It just puts that extra pressure on the kicker.
Ignacio Mieres of Argentina. Not a good afternoon against Northampton in round 9. 61% success rate from the tee in the Premiership. An immediate response from Worcester. Sweetly struck. Dean Ryan has stuck with Mieres for most of this season. Paul Warwick has slotted in at 10 as well.
Yeah, you can just see the lineup of the Worcester players that they've got to split, and that means there's less forwards over there to help Sewer if he can't get away, but he does.
Nice work from Sewer, releasing Stevenson, fleet-footed winger, spent the last season in the Championship with Bedford. Mieres again with the boot. 12 Trees.
9 over collar. Over the top.
He's calling for
high tackle.
Isn't he?
Jimmy Cowan, just one of those tackles. I think he's slightly ducked into it from memory. If we did see it again, I'll probably prove him wrong now, I know, but he's known for the odd high tackle, is Jimmy Cowan. He's not scared of putting the body weight around. There we go, stepped inside. Yeah, I think he's...
That's harsh.
I say it's a hard tackle. He's maybe hit him on the back, rode up his back a little bit.
And he's spinning, isn't he, into the contact. Going down as he spins. He's just... It's a bit harsh for a penalty.
Just take the line so I can see them then.
Referee JP Doyle means business today. Half an hour delay for a broken post. High tackle on the back.
Get him 2 meters.
He's a good ref, though.
Yeah. Over 15.
Jonathan Thomas, nice ball for Sewer. Mieres, this is Fatiaki. That's the Gloucester 10-metre line right there. And disrupting the ball.
Brilliant by Kovacic.
What's the decision? Blue, come in the side.
Wins the penalty for the Worcester players, having to come in the side to deal with him. One man. There are about 4 Warrior shirts in there, but using his strength, trying to get his feet on the ball just to disrupt. At first getting slow ball, but wins the penalty. Makes the tackle, back to his feet, leaves the ball, drives the man through, gets his foot in, hooks it round the ball, and that causes Worcester to have to bring more bodies in, and they don't come in from behind the back feet.
Just looking at Billy Twelvetree's defence there, got bumped off quite easily just to give Worcester a bit of momentum. That's one thing Gloucester don't want to do today, is miss tackles. The front line defence so important. Any line breaks could be crucial.
So Davidyuk finds Hudson. Celebrated a new baby this week. Driven on by Tyndall, the warhorse, at 35.
Tackle on the ball, with the ball.
Good drive from the Gloucester pack.
It was good play, tying lots of those shirts in.
Cowan moves it right to Twelvetrees, off the fingertips.
Take him
And
back
Worcester
in.
can tidy.
It was a vital
Inside,
intersection
inside.
on the charge down.
Mieres batters it long. And Rod Cook will have a go. Good defensive work from Percival. Sharples digs it out for Elliot Stook. Young second row making good headway this season. Tyndall in a player coach role here at Gloucester, remember. Nick Wood met with some force. Twelvetrees looks for Johnny May. The offload was there, but it didn't go to hand, and Good has had to be brave. Hudson. Matt Cox drives on, and he's adjudged to have been held, wriggling forwards illegally.
I just think that was an opportunity there as Twelvetrees tried to knock it over the top. Because look where Pennell is, he's got a lot of distance to cover, and against the speed of Charlie Sharples, that could well have been a try had that hand not just got those fingertips on. I don't think Pennell would have beaten Sharples there. Take a bow, Mieres.
There's Rob Cook, Mr. Consistent. As far as Gloucester are concerned, recently signed a new contract at Kingsholm.
Stay 2 meters.
The tackle count, Gloucester slipping off rather too many at this stage, even after just 11 minutes of the match.
Worcester making that a six-man line out with Betty at the back at scrum half.
Scrum half, use the
He's
ball,
gone in,
take
transferred the ball to his hooker Brooks.
Sewer for Mieres. This is Alex Grove. Pennell is there. Drana News in lots of room. Eventually he's dragged down by Trinder. First meaningful attack inside the Gloucester 22. Mieres for Betty, keeps it alive nicely. On goes Percival. They're queuing up out to the right. He's driven through the middle by Brooker. Mieres. Spilt by Jonathan Thomas of all people. Excellent build-up, ultimately coming to nothing.
He's got a great step, hasn't he? And he's a big guy, so you can see Sharples wants to go low.
Time's still on, let's go, Gloucester.
But if you bend at the hips and go low, it makes it easier for a man with a good step.
Make it easy for me.
As they come this way, Jonathan Thomas again taking his eye off, with Tyndall in front of him. Interesting now, Worcester putting all bar one of their support players down that blind side. They're obviously attacking in a certain pattern,
the quicker the ball comes in.
committing a lot of numbers, but if they do turn over with Gloucester's speed, they might be in a bit of trouble.
I think also Mieres is making some very good decisions. He's got flat runners, he has deep runners, but he's got to pick the right guy, and so far he's putting the person into space. He's dictating the game, and I know it is a little bit on front foot, makes it slightly easier, But going on the back of what Ben's saying there, when you've got lots of players to look at, all of a sudden your options are so much more and varied.
Set. Yes, 9. Behind the ball, Worcester 9.
Morgan again. Over the gain line.
Keep going, keep going.
12 trees to Trinder. Pennell read it nicely.
6, roll away.
Sewer again goes blind. Cook is there. On to chase. It's gone way too long from Mieres. Casually taken by Sharples. That didn't come off the middle of the boot.
Not forward, not number 4, Worcester.
Hasn't found touch either from Pennell. Cowan infield to 12 trees. He spotted a lot of greenery in there behind Mieres, who's across to take it.
There's a few dodgy kicks in there. Good option from 12 trees. He took his time, picked his spot, and then sliced it off the boot straight down Mieres' his throat.
It reeks of bottom of the table rugby, that, doesn't it? No one wanted to make a mistake. They know it's tricky conditions. I know it doesn't look particularly tricky, but as I've said, it is ball in hand, very difficult. And if you make that chance to counter-attack, you take that decision, it has to pay off. And therefore, you've seen both teams there playing kick tennis. Maybe Mieres slightly won that one.
Matt Cox leaping high at the tail. Nick Wood finding himself in a surprising amount of space. Penalty Worcester. Discipline has been a problem this season, not least the red card, of course, which ruled Nick Wood out for some 8 weeks after the second round, the stamp on Jacques Berger. But
yeah,
penalties like that are just counting against
it was the initial error, mistakes being made when they first went for the line out, peel round the back. Didn't quite flow, and when it doesn't flow, people get in the way. You see here, can't quite give the ball because it didn't come out cleanly. Poor Fisi gets in the way of Wood.
Well, they missed him when he was gone, Nick Wood. Really did. A lot of game time for Jan Thomas, but Wood back at loose head to shore things up. The weather front is moving in from our left, and it looks pretty menacing. Slowly but surely creeping in our direction. Long shot from Ignacio Mieres, 53 metres. Pretty still, no great wind to speak of. Not quite the distance. Lucky bounce, picked up by Sharples. So JP Doyle will have a little word with one or two of the players here. I think it was a shove off the ball.
The fans in the shed booing originally because they wanted a deliberate knockdown on the offload.
Good scrums, boys. Good stability. Good stability.
Needs a little bit of afters.
Crunch!
This was a kindly bounce as far as Gloucester were concerned. Sharples gathered it nicely.
Yes, 9. 1 metre, scrum half, go in.
12 trees. For Trinder. Scintillating early season form. Nice whip from the ball for Johnny May. On the outside is Sharples. Good communication between those two. Driven on by Stoop, straight through Sewer.
It's a really good drive from Stoop.
Cook. Trees. And then queuing up. May, well tackled by Fatiaki. Tyndall. Morgan. Slightly messy offload, a fingertip forward.
That's probably the right decision from Morgan. Got his hands free, but he just rushed the delivery. Very easy to say with hindsight. This is good movement. You can see the angles from those outside backs. The outside line from Trinder, Cook coming short and flat, holding defenders. Just wonder whether they might have telegraphed that loop around on the end, otherwise they could have well been in, and that's the offload aimed for Wood. It just looped up in the air.
Time up. Let's go.
Nice to see the Gloucester back division in full flow. So much talent there with May, and Tyndall, of course, has been there, done it.
That's one of those GPS units that's obviously fallen out of one of the players' shirts. Now they've got to find out which shirt. That's just information that's passed to the coaches' computers, lets them know in real time how far the players are covering. It's got an accelerometer in there like you get in phones, so that tells them how big the hits are. You can monitor what the players are doing, making decisions on substitutions a bit easier.
Great work from Jimmy Cowan, straight on top of Jeremy Sewer. But so the Worcester Warriors have secured the ball, or have they? Nieres doing the tidying work.
Ball kick through from Gloucester at that last ruck. You're entitled to do that and play the ball with your feet in a ruck.
Fine clearance. Taken quickly. Sharples probing for a space. Tyndall on the scissors, still so strong in the tackle, and again it's gone forwards, but Worcester are found offside.
50-50 offload there. It was either going to be a try-scoring opportunity if it had stuck in Rob Cook's hands, but he's under massive pressure. Obviously makes the call, Tyndall gives him the ball, but the cover from Betty good.
Well, they've pumped it into the corner, and the weather has arrived. Darkening skies at Kingsholm. Worcester have been trying to keep the ball alive.
Decisions being made from the Worcester defence here. Do we go up? Do we all look like we're not going up and send one of us up? They're going to stay down and try and stop the drive at source. That's why Gloucester held their man in the air longer, try and milk the penalty.
Lovely take from Hudson. Gloucester rumble forwards. It's been held up. JP Doyle not wasting any time in making that decision.
Well defended. Yeah, more turnover. More turnover, yeah.
You always know that a team are very much up for the game when the winger comes sprinting over 50 yards to tap all the players on the back, go, good squad done fellas, well, and then runs another 50 yards back.
You either know that or it's very cold and he hasn't had much to do.
Something.
He's got to get the mileage up on his accelerometer.
Yeah, that's right. You would have thought he would just sprint over there on the jog.
So a big scrummage here for Worcester. 5 metres out from their own try line.
I don't want it up on one side, I want it flat.
Just one win to their name all season. That was in the LV Cup in November against the Cardiff Blues.
No pre-win.
On a record streak that they would dearly love to get rid of. 14 straight Premiership defeats, stretching back into last season. And they're averaging a concession of 29 points a game.
One thing that Rain will do is put extra pressure on Mieres as he takes the ball. Will probably look to use a number 8 pickup just to try and relieve some of that pressure. Won't want it coming out of the back of a scrum, but he'll have to gather the ball and kick it, and in these conditions really he'll be wanting to take it into his stomach, but under this sort of pressure,
I was going to say, Ben, he'll get what he's given.
get whatever he's given here.
Kovacic made his presence felt, upending Jonathan Thomas.
Use it, Worcester 9.
See some of the quick men 12 trees going into guard positions, try and get pressure on Mieres, but they just got done by a little dummy at the base.
He's got a lot of distance on that, over halfway, but here's an opportunity for Johnny May to stretch his legs, and he can be lethal in those sort of environments. Scored some fabulous tries, not just this season. That went backwards, according to the ref. Tyndall takes it on.
Bobby Vanish. Number 2 diving over a
come
rock.
back for
Number 2 diving over a rock.
the previous penalty from a little bit earlier.
All that hard work from Worcester there in defence, clear the lines. Mieres smashing it 50 metres, and then to give a penalty away there, you've got to be disappointed.
Caught the 9, didn't he? Diving over the ruck to take the man, playing at scrum half. Not allowed to do that, have to come round from the outside.
JP again, please. Hold on, Billy.
I don't think this weather's going to necessarily help the Spectacle, who were treated to almost 60 points at Allianz Park yesterday, thanks to the artificial surface. There are brighter skies, brighter skies behind it. This is a fair way out for Billy 12 trees, just beyond the 10-metre line. Knocked over 9 of his 10 this season from the tee. He's hooked that well wide. Points at a premium in the teeming rain at Kingsholm. It's been a problem all season. Freddie Burns has not found his radar. Precious points being left out there. Rob Cook gathers the restart. A lot of height, not quite the distance. It's been taken in by Brooker. That's gone forwards, and we can talk to the Gloucester Director of Rugby, Nigel Davis. Nigel, your assessment of the match so far?
It's a bit of an arm wrestle right now. Both sides are pretty edgy. The conditions are going to play a big part in this game. Very blustery, and we're playing into that wind at the moment. So both sides playing for field position, and not a lot else happening really. We need to take our points when they're on offer. It's something that's been a problem for us so far this year, and unfortunately we've left another 3 out there.
The half-hour delay because of the broken crossbar, how much of a disruption was that to your lot?
None at all, none at all. We just refocused, and we've got on with it, and we adapted.
And the selection at number 10 today has caused a bit of a stir in and around the place. Freddie Burns on the bench today. You pleased with Billy 12 trees' contribution so far?
Yeah, Billy, by his own admission, hasn't been playing very well, so we've just taken him out of the firing line for the start of this game. Billy's doing a decent job there, but to have someone like Freddie Burns to be able to come on and maybe impact the game later on is quite significant.
Thanks for your time, Nigel.
Cheers.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Yes, 9.
Morgan controlling and setting off around the blind side. Cowan is there. Sharple's outside him. Nice quick ball. Could cause trouble here for Worcester. Cowan threaded that directly into the Worcester player. I think he thought he was going to get a penalty for that with the Worcester player offside. Instead, JP Doyle has let play continue, and this is 12 trees again looking to pick out the corner. Instead, he's found the Worcester fullback. Here goes Pennell. Big hit from Davidjuk. One of those who'll be sharpening his game with Richard Hibbard on his way to Kingsholm next season. John Afoa, the other big name signing, the tight head from Ulster. And that is an excellent kick.
He summed it up perfectly. It's exactly what Jimmy Cowan was trying to do, milk the penalty. No Gloucester shirts around it though, so it made JP Morgan's decision easier. What a break there. I mean, a little discussion about that. But the Worcester players doing everything they can to retreat, getting backwards, and he fires it straight. There's not a Gloucester player anywhere near him.
Those days are gone, I'm afraid. Maybe 5 or 6 years ago you would have got away with that all day long as a scrum half, claiming it to the referee, but JP Dort knew exactly what Jimmy Cowan was up to.
Brilliant initial break from Morgan, though, the way he broke from the scrum. Running that outside line really well, isn't it? Injury to David Duck in midfield for the delay. Look at this pickup off the scrum. We're going to get a great angle of it here.
JP, there was no offside.
Just skips out the first tackle and draws in the outside defender. Cowan runs the outside line. Sharples realises he has to cut back inside. Good play from all three Gloucester players there.
That's the end of it. Time's up.
Inside their own 22 here. Gloucester. It's Elliot Stook. And Cowan is in trouble. It's gone forwards
Knock on that man. Number 2.
from Worcester.
Knock
Scrappy.
Knock on by number 2. No, you
So did he get punched out of someone's hand there? Yeah, just that little left hand coming through. God, those second rows have got long arms. And it's just a pain, a constant pain in the opposition's backsides.
That's the thing you're taught as a second row when you take the water line out, keep it in close to you for as long as possible. Don't let those arms come through, and if you have to hold on, you let someone come in and rip it off you, and then him give it to the scrum half. That's what you do. It's easy to say from up here in the heat of the battle in a split second. Percival did a good job.
The rain has just about cleared away now. Lovely blue sky to the left and overhead.
From a Worcester perspective now, you've got to ask the likes of Sir, Mieras, Thomas, experienced players. No penalties. Discipline. What are Gloucester going to do here? At best, they're going to kick the ball out. Nigel Davis said into a bit of a breeze. They might get to the 22. Do not give a penalty away.
Yes, 9.
Good surge from Worcester, applying the heat to the Gloucester pack.
Good play, as Dawes said, they just want to camp down in this corner, put all the pressure on Gloucester. Slippery conditions. The 10s won't want to be receiving the balls under pressure. Chances of charge downs. When you get your opportunity, attack, but don't do it at the risk of losing this field position.
Ball was taken in by Galazza, another of the Argentinian contingent operating it 6 ways this season, and they found the touchline. A couple of key injuries that have not been helping Dean Ryan's cause. David Lemmy out with a shoulder problem. Creevy, we mentioned earlier, who's out for 12 weeks. That is a big blow. Another Argentinian who's full of ability.
Great defence from that man, Puafisi. Managed to get into that Worcester maul, drive him into touch. They get the put in.
Hudson secures it for the Cherry and Whites.
Same all.
Drowning you, and hops into touch. Brilliant. Caught it.
That is how to get out of Coffin corner. Perfectly weighted kick from Cowan. Allows Sharples, and he gets it wrong. He jumps into touch after he caught it. If all he had to do was put 1 foot over the line as he took the ball, it would have been Worcester's throw-in. The pressure from Sharples.
I think he's just had a moment, hasn't he? He's had a moment. You're absolutely right there. He's thinking, oh, have I got to do that before
I done it the wrong way round.
Here come Gloucester again. Morgan is on the charge, warming to his theme this afternoon. Davidyuk. Options to the right here for Gloucester. Clever kick from Rob Cook.
Just in terms of game management, that is a perfect 2 minutes from Gloucester. Camped on their own line, do the line-out basics well, little mini drive, force the error, and then don't try and be too flash in midfield. Turn the screw right back on the opposition by sticking them in their own corner.
Beautifully measured from Rob Cook. There's Buafisi, the relatively new arrival from Tonga.
6 Gloucester illegal on the ball. 4 out to go.
That's he's not managed to do what was asked of him on that occasion, and Gloucester will have the put in.
Ball unplayable, same as theirs there.
Did the first bit right.
Consistent, JP Morgan just saying same as their one over there. And he's right.
Wait for set.
More collapses, but the ball's on the floor there. It gets lifted up by the... I just think he's got that wrong.
I don't
Seemed harsh.
can't see how that is possibly a ball if the ball was available and on the floor. You know, let's get on with the game. Let's play.
Crouch! Bind!
Well, instead, it has provided Gloucester with an excellent platform just inside the 22. Sharples has come off his wing. And they're going to drive this through the pack, looking for the penalty. They've got the penalty.
The Worcester front row just peeled out of that. Gloucester did the right thing, broke their bind, kept marching forward. It's been done a couple of times to them this season. They get it right. There's the Wood breaking his bind. Interesting, JP Morgan took a long time. JP Morgan. JP Doyle.
You need to check your bank account.
I do need to check my... I'm such a sevens specialist, I can't get it out of my mind. JP Doyle though, he took a real age to set that scrum up before he let Cowan put the ball in. Gloucester got themselves set in a really nice position. That initial surge as the ball came in made the penalty.
He's got to get this, guys. Got to get in his head here. He's just on the edge of putting too much pressure on himself.
Straight and true, a precious 3 for all Billy Twelvetrees and Gloucester as they edge towards the break. Just felt that was key in terms of making sure everybody felt settled.
Well, and from a kicker's perspective as well, it was a beautiful connection. The drill was right. Contact on the ball, absolutely sweet. You could tell just by the noise that the ball made as it came off Billy's boot. So he's going to be pleased with that. They give him a huge amount of confidence, and his team, of course.
Morgan again. A lively game.
Inside, behind the ball, Use it!
Good disruptive counter-rucking from Worcester, but Cherry and White still have possession of it. Cowan. Canny operator from New Zealand, World Cup winner, of course, from 2011. Drowning clobbered by Morgan.
Use it!
Mieres spreads it across field, and waiting out wide is Grove. Sua finding Galazza. High and hanging from Mieres. Again, a little bit too much distance on it, and Twelvetrees has time, although he's a little undecided. Up we go. Into touch.
Well, eventually there, Mieres, he got tripped with Cook falling in front of him.
Yeah.
not deliberate. Cook's entitled to carry his run. He was going for the charge down, run across Mieres. That's okay, but no one from Worcester could carry on, so it is Mieres who had to step up, get back onto his feet. Does really well to tackle the scrum half into touch.
No hurdles. Right now. Right now.
So time running out in this half for meaningful contributions. Mieres, a man with plenty of Premiership experience, of course. 3 years down the M5 at the Exeter Chiefs.
You're just running in, doing nothing.
A little bit of niggle in the line out.
Just took too long there.
Tester, this one for Pennell. Very safe.
7.
Disruption from Trinder. Kick from de Carpentier was charged down, and this is Stevenson trying to wriggle his way out of trouble. Great pressure defence from Gloucester here. Just turning up the heat, so flat. Pennell again, just fires it away out of danger. This time Gloucester caught offside though.
Elliott Stewart offside. It's a shame because the pressure, as you mentioned, Ali, from Gloucester around the breakdown, really good. If it was Daviduc first who comes in here, look, comes in late when Worcester has switched off. They think the ball's won. He kicks it through, and then the charge is good. Make the charge down. And the next ruck, Puafisa catches the man who wants to get the ball away, Seward. And all this time, Mieres is marching backwards, walking backwards, thinking under pressure to clear the lines here.
5.
Unfortunately for Gloucester, Stewart gives away the penalty.
Seward again caught. He's having a hard time of it this afternoon. Gloucester harrying and chasing the Worcester 9.
Purely for the reason because he's dangerous. He loves that step off the right foot, and you know, Ben was mentioning Puafisa who made the tackle. He was looking for the hole actually, and it was a very, very good tackle. Just got to get the ball away from a nice perspective now. Get the ball into the 10's hand and shift the emphasis.
Tackling the pillar. Doesn't have the ball.
And that's the end of the first half. Well, I think it's safe to say that this is a good old-fashioned scrap. A basement battle that we perhaps all saw coming. Points at a premium. Gloucester leading by 6 points to 3. A couple from 12 trees to 1 penalty from Ignacio Mieres. All the half-time analysis to come as Elliott Stewart and Sila Puafisi head for the dressing room. Your brief assessment, Ben?
It's both sides feeling each other out, isn't it? Just making sure they don't want to make too many mistakes. It's that high pressure environment.
As two sides rather scratching for confidence, for form, indeed scratching for a win. But it might just lead to a gripping finish. There's Leo Senatore, the Argentinian number 8 come flanker. He's on in place of Jonathan Thomas, who took a bit of a bang in the first half. Freddie Burns still has to wait for his moment. Happily the rain has disappeared well to our right, and we're underway again thanks to Ignacio Mieres. Stewart with the restart, Morgan right alongside him, one of those who had a bustling first 40. Here's Daviduc, never less than wholehearted in his commitment. Pennell, no bother at all. Mieres and Stevenson, I'd like to see him in broken play. Maybe we will right now. Low to the ground, hard man to bring down. Really nice, quick feet. As Pennell goes round the outside of Puafisi. Pennell still going. It's an option here to tackle Gloucester if they want to. Out it goes for Drananiu. And Gloucester regather it. Up in the chase, Tyndall and Cowan, but Fatiaki is going to try and straighten through the middle.
Use.
Senatore. A good time of it in the Rugby Championship for the Pumas. He's a man who can make a real impact in the back row for Worcester.
Correct.
Davidjuk will have to check that run.
He shouldn't have done.
Scrum half on the ball.
He can go as soon as the scrum half puts his hands on the ball.
12 trees bundled backwards, but securing possession.
Use it.
Head on through Kovacic to Wood.
Tackle made by 3.
A great deal of
Use it.
punch from Gloucester as they move it across the field. A little bit more urgency from Morgan. Johnny May doing the scrum half work. One of those that Stuart Lancaster will have close eyes on ahead of his elite player squad announcement in early Jan.
Just also pedestrian from the base for Gloucester at the moment. This could be more exciting.
Burns looking to pick out Sharples. Pennell again reads it quite beautifully. And he's having a hard time squeezing that back.
Tackle 12.
Carpentier takes it on.
Release.
So, big chase from Senatore. Big hit on 12 trees.
Take him back in. Take him back in.
It's come out of the side and Stook gets the offload away through Tyndall. Morgan on the way for a mazy run from Johnny May. He's going across field. He'll need to straighten.
Don't tackle him, just your feet.
Slow ball. 12 trees from outside the 22.
Number 8, Gloucester, stop!
The ball's certainly been in play a bit.
Hardly stopped. Have we stopped since the restart?
I just wonder whether he makes the wrong decision. It's a good kick, brilliant chase from Senatore. He makes a perfect tackle. Now jump back to your feet and leave the ball, just go past it, because the players behind you are going to come in and hoover the ball up, and you can own the space in front of 12 trees. As it was, all those players that came in to help him out meant that Gloucester, as they got the ball, potentially could have had an overlap on the outside.
You watch someone like McCaw maybe from New Zealand, that's all he does. Is not what he's made the tackle, he's not worried about that play. Absolutely spot on there, Ben. Just takes a bit of cool, calm thinking under pressure, because that's it. I suppose the tendency is you think, oh, here we go, I've got the fly half, I'm going to absolutely smash him and make the most of it. But it's all about getting possession. I'm not sure who's going to benefit out of that 3-minute passage of play. Because Worcester did look pretty tired as they went off at half-time, but both sides have been certainly told by their coaching teams to play, get the ball in hand, start throwing it around, find the spaces.
Coming up next Friday, by the way, from Kingston Park, 7 o'clock on BT Sport 1, we have Newcastle against Wasps, and then the big game from Twickenham, featuring Harlequins against Exeter. That's a 3 o'clock start for us. Sunday, we're at the midday ski, London Irish against Gloucester. Ben, this is your territory.
Oh, I'll take your scrum out off. Guy behind throws it away. Jimmy Cowan. Happy Christmas. A little bit of Christmas cards exchanged.
Very grown up. I'm going to take your hat and I'm going to throw it away.
See the penalty given. Larza coming through, holding the man in the air, although he doesn't pull him to floor, but there's a little bit of afters.
It never ceases to amaze me why backs get involved in that. I don't understand it.
He's kicking. He's the captain. Veteran pulls a head guard.
This is a long, long way out for Billy Twelvetrees. He's kicked 2 from 3 this afternoon. The last one was a very pure strike.
I hope it doesn't hit the crossbar.
Very clean from Twelvetrees, but just to the left. Still just 3 points separating these two sides, all so desperate for that first breakthrough. Gloucester having lost their last 5 in the league. Probably wins over Worcester today and London Irish away next Sunday would make them entirely safe, but awful lot of work still to do, and Worcester will have more than a say in that in the remaining 35 minutes or so. A high ball as Mieres is flattened by Johnny May.
I think the referee's had a bit of help from his assistant as to whether the player had landed. It was so fine. I don't think you need to have a word with him because it was so close to being a perfect tackle. Slightly mistimed.
But also, again, what you said previously about driving the man in. What's 15 Cook? Why is he going for the ball there? Oh, that's a close call.
He was definitely airborne though.
He's airborne. He gets it right, and you can see. I think May knew. He tried to put the brakes on slightly at the last minute, didn't he?
He also felt he was almost trying to guide him down to earth, but no matter. So Mieres is still down. Paul Warwick is on the bench, the 33-year-old Australian, signed from Stade Francais.
It sometimes looks worse in slow motion. Let's have a look at it in full speed. You see, doesn't quite get that foot down. It's the right decision. Let's hope Mieres is all right.
Lots of top 14 action for you as well through the next couple of weeks. Stade Francais against Perpignan is from 4:15 on BT Sport 1 next Sunday. And Bayonne-Toulouse is at 5:45 also on Sunday. I think there's 3 in a row that day. Racing-Toulon is the last of the trio. 8 o'clock kick-off. All the action, of course, also on btsport.com, or you can find it via the BT Sport app. Mieres is up and running and kicking.
Nothing wrong with that leg.
Seems all right, doesn't it?
Yes, I think that's perfectly good.
You just get the impression that Dean Ryan hasn't quite been able to nail down which of the two he would prefer to have in that 10 shirt between Mieres and Warwick. Mieres perhaps the more naturally talented footballer. Warwick a little more steady.
Advantage over early lift.
Here is Mieres. Pennell, Trimble with the tackle. Brian Ganuku. John Andres, by the way, is onto the field in place of Rob O'Donnell as Stevenson is searching for a modicum of space.
He's looked lively in this second half, Stevenson.
Mieres attacks the gain line nicely, wrapped up though by Hudson and Wood. Quick ball for Worcester here. Fatiaki looks to exploit it. Grove round the outside. Chasing hard is Senatori. Awkward one for Cook. Surely knocked that forwards in the process.
Yeah, lovely kick through by Groves. Real power when it hit the ground, which meant it just rolled and rolled.
Early left 6.
Unfortunately, Senatori had to check his run. He just got slightly ahead, but the pressure was enough, and the bounce didn't sit up for Cook. It's been a good start by Worcester, hasn't it, to the second half, Matt?
Just got back to those tactics they had in the beginning of the first half, just finding the corners, trying to turn particularly Johnny May, maybe that's that tactic. Great going forward, but what's he like with the ball in behind?
Big scrummage here for the Warriors, right next to the shed.
Maybe a bit too close that time.
They'll be having their Faulkner worth from the edges. I'm sure you copped a little bit of abuse in your time here, Ben.
It was all right when Austin was playing because he tended to all got deflected onto him.
All onto one man.
Come over here. Yep, no problem. No problem. To the left. Let's go. No pre-engage, far side. Gloucester loose, Worcester tight. No pre-engage. Crunch!
The scrums, isn't it? Everyone talks about the resets, but it's the length of time to set them up.
Crunch! Bind! Set!
Take 3. Is the surface a problem here?
That will be a factor, definitely. You can see a few bits of divots in behind the players.
Here we go.
Matt, what have you got?
I'm just looking at the at how Worcester want to play. I'm guessing by their setup that this fella, Fatiaki, is going to be either trucking the ball up in here or a little back row move. I got that right. Yeah, a little back row move into there. Anyway, we'll have a quick ruck this area. And then the rest of the players straighten it up. Oh, hello, hold on a minute. Straighten it up, straighten it up, straighten it up. Score in the corner. There you go. That's how it works.
Nostradamus.
If the ball ever comes out of this scrum.
Well, that's why I put it in. Because the people are viewing, the people who are watching this thinking, will the ball ever come out? But if it did, that's what would happen.
Time off, fix the pitch.
We understand that Gloucester preparing to make a change on the open side with Akapusi and Guerra warming up to take the place of Matt Kvesic. Guerra's on his way to Toulouse at the end of the season. One of those players who's just been absolutely terrific for Gloucester over the last, 6 years now. Penalty to Worcester. 4 failed attempts.
You're underneath a hold up.
Big call to make here. Pennell coming in to make the decision.
It's looking like the posts.
I think with the game's so tight, you've got to go for the posts there. 3 points is vital in these conditions. Any kind of 3-point, 6-point lead, very difficult to get that back. That, by the way, Ben, was the next part of my prediction. If that hadn't happened, it was going to be a penalty. I forgot
Part
to say
B.
that. Sorry.
What I'd say though is, for Worcester, the longer Worcester are within a score, the pressure is all on Gloucester, isn't it?
It is, and it just takes a long raking kick or a
One mistake.
ball. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to win a game on a mistake, but in these types of conditions and under the pressure, as you've said, Ben, often it is.
Well, it has to be the right call at this stage. There's still 28 minutes left to play. He scored 9 tries in the Premiership this season in 9 rounds, so 3 points, the sensible option. And that is just going to make things interesting. Squeezing over, perhaps by a matter of millimetres. It's all about the crossbar here at Kingsholm.
Well, he'll say it was judged to perfection.
He knows, and they know they are so in this game. Goodness gracious me, it's going to go the whole way.
That's why I think this substitution is key. because Ngira is not the sort of player to do the safe things and try and keep a team out. He's explosive. He will add something to this Gloucester pack. Go out and win the game.
Stevenson, who's been impressive. Prolific in the Championship with Bedford, scored 15 tries last season.
Outside.
Dean Hammond is injured at the moment. He's another youngster who's been impressing Dean Ryan on the wing.
Use it. Take him back in. Don't go forward.
Nieres is going to have to chase after that. It's not finding touch, it's finding Rob Cook.
Again, Nieres having to make the yardage to get in front of his players and comes up with a tackle himself.
Porfisi getting no change out of Fainganuku to Tongan's locking horns. Morgan, lovely soft hands for Ngera.
Roll forward.
12 trees in 2 minds. Johnny May doesn't leave much room. On they go through Matt Cox over the 10-metre line. 12 trees for Trinder. Cox again used as the battering ram. Former Worcester man, Cowan flying up as Elliott Stoop making a good dent as well. Morgan clawed down by Andres. Ngera continuing the movement, much better from Gloucester. Real purpose to their driving play here.
Much better from Gloucester. You can feel the crowd rising behind them.
Comms check, JP.
They know how important this phase of the game is, probably to the rest of their season.
Find him. Yeah, he can't be enough.
Never mind the players feeling the pressure.
Show me the picture.
I can't. I'll tuck my headphones on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't hear anything from the shed.
It's pretty quiet, isn't it?
It just doesn't happen. Christmas at the shed, the place is going absolutely. It's going completely bonkers.
Bind high and off his arm.
Nervous tension all around Kingsholm.
No ball. No ball yet.
2
No ball.
wins
Crouch.
from their 9 in the league.
Bind. Set. Yes, 9.
Options left and right here for Gloucester. Scrummage is down on this near side.
Puafisi lost that hit, and as the pressure came on, his stud slipped away, and that's why he ended up on his front. The referee will be forgiving of just a slip.
Andy Simmons is coming on in place of Rabbi Fatiaki. Dean Ryan, we understand, wanted to make that substitution a little bit earlier, but JP Doyle wasn't able to hear the instruction, so the batteries will need to be changed. They do run down in the cold.
Yes, JP.
James Percival rallying the troops as well. 24 minutes of this match remaining. A precious win is there for them. It's there for the taking.
Just caught Billy 12 Trees having a glance out the corner of his eye at Sharples. I think there might be. Come on, let it work. Into there. Little kick into there for Sharples, or a penalty.
Bind.
Or
Set. Yes, 9.
hedge your bets.
Or a miscontrol.
Fumble from Morgan, and it was Sewer who was really causing trouble there at the base, and Cowan is finding it hard to hang on to the ball. Hudson is there, Tyndall providing the direction and the ballast, still moving upfield, pumping those legs, rolling along.
All the Worcester backs, they get the turnover for the knock-on. All the Worcester backs complaining that Tyndall's not allowed to do that. He wasn't held in the tackle.
20 Gloucester knocked on.
That's the miscontrol at the base.
I didn't see that coming.
Gets down well, Morgan. And here's Tyndall, spins out of one tackle, no one holds him, gets back to his feet, no one holds him again, gets back to his feet.
That was like Moonbeg.
His horse.
Yeah. Is he over the hurdles?
I think they're leaving him out of the Welsh National next month, aren't they?
Does it keep rolling on the floor like that?
No, over the hurdles, up over the hurdles, up over the hurdles. He's won the Welsh National already.
Yep. So one of 3 World Cup winners still going. Him, our guest Ian Bullshaw and Johnny Boy. Are there others? That's the lot, isn't it?
I think so.
Tyndall played 3 games in 7 days back in November. You still up for that, Ben?
Yeah, Monopoly or something.
Don't forget rugby tonight. Just because it's Christmas doesn't mean the boys are off work. 8 o'clock on Boxing Day, they will be with you for a Christmas special. Will Fraser of Saracens, our special guest, and if you want to be part of that, you can email audience@rugbytonight.com. 6 points apiece. This is just the sort of point at which Gloucester, and rather Worcester, have begun to take their foot off the gas a little in matches gone by. We mentioned at the start of the programme those fixtures, particularly against Bath and filthy weather at Six Ways. They were right in touch after 60 minutes against Northampton. Worcester were leading by 10 points to 9 before being blown away in the last 20. Dean Ryan has been talking to them all week about closing the deal, closing matches out.
Start with being able to clear their lines here. Pennell and Seward just having a conversation about how their relationship will work off the back of what will probably be a pick and go from the base of the scrum to the right hand side.
Great battle between Seward and Cowan today. Dodgy one for Pennell to gather on the bounce. Great clearance.
And that's why they were discussing it, because it was going straight out of the scrum.
One of the shining lights for the Warriors this season, Chris Pennell.
Cowan just showing a bit of experience there from throwing the right boot round just to make life a little bit more difficult for his opposition. Seward giving the bouncing bomb to Mieres, but
Gloucester having to work harder for their meters.
Here goes 12 Trees, releasing May through the middle. Gets up and goes again.
Important he did, because all his support had been taken away. Gives them time to clear out this ruck.
Morgan stopped in his tracks. Just a reform behind the scrum. And Ngera has been lively since he arrived on the scene for Matt Kvesic. 12 Trees, lots of men out wide. 12 Trees still going.
5.
Advantage being played. Penalty coming Gloucester's way. Very kickable. Mr. joining the ruck from the side, and 12 Trees will need to settle his nerves for this one.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't really. Kind of missed it. Yeah.
Just couldn't quite get that fend out to help him slide through the gap. Drift defence going early. It's a good tackle.
see him with a chance with England, do you think, Ben? Johnny May?
I think so, wouldn't you? I think he's consistently, he's one of those players that when the ball gets to him, you feel the crowd just go on edge. They think something might happen. He said the only concern is in behind him, isn't it, at the moment?
Well, the man upstairs is obviously listening. King's Home gathered in prayer, and into the last quarter they move in front by 3. Tense times here. Sean Knight replacing Puafisi in the Gloucester front row.
Yeah,
Robson on for Cowan as well at 9. Sorry, Ben.
Yeah, he's having a long look to his right, nothing on, so expecting to drill this deep down into Gloucester's 22. Try and stay down here for a while, force another penalty.
Stuke is the man at the bottom of the pile of bodies. 20-year-old. Another one of those off the Hartpury College production line. Pennell never looked bothered by those high balls. Draniniu inside Robson. And Kero was there.
No, it's not out! It's not out!
To Carpentier. Takes the straight route. Fanganuku. Mieres looking to find Andy Simmons.
Tackle, roll, Gloucester! Good.
Gloucester's defensive line coping pretty well for the time being. No great thrust from Worcester here, and Gloucester are rewarded.
It's lacking pattern in Worcester. It just seems to be throw it to the next person. They'll truck it up. 2 or 3 players go and win. I think that's where Dean Ryan there is getting frustrated. And it comes with tiredness. It comes with the end of the game, the conditions. But you just feel Bennett needs a little bit of structure just for the next 3 or 4 phases.
You're right, but because no one was winning a collision there and everyone was just hitting and going to the ground, it meant that Gloucester never had to commit any extra defenders. And so Worcester were putting their players in to go and win the ruck, and at the end of it you end up with someone flat out of position a bit, gets the ball on his own, knocks the ball on as he takes it over. You've got to try and find that little punch into the opposition defence, pull a few extra defenders in, because otherwise you're just going to face a red brick wall in front of you.
I mean, that's actually the scrum half's role now. Sewer, I'd say if I was the coach, but right now you think there actually needs to be an injection of control and communication. You get Hodgson on there just to boss it a little bit and say, listen, this has come from the coach. Let's get some momentum. As Ben said, let's get some go forward. Let's go into our patterns. Let's just be a voice. At the moment, Sewer seems to be drifting. I mean, you just look at him there. He's not communicating with his forwards. He's not bossing it.
Like you said, there's not many better than Hodgson at doing that, at geeing up his troops.
Great communicator, Paul Hodgson. Scrum time on halfway.
Ear to ear. Make sure that gap closes. Come.
Well, we've wasted an awful lot of time watching this kind of thing this afternoon.
Your team.
There is Paul Hodgson alongside
Crouch.
Paul Warwick.
Bind. Set. Yes, 9. Pushing. Number one.
Worcester penalised for a little early shove, and it is Morgan who wants to crack on. And he's done well, almost up to that 10-metre line. Robson fires it on for Stuke.
That's exactly the difference I was talking about that Gloucester now are doing. They're getting players coming around the corner, still moving as they get the ball. Some big shots coming in, but they're forcing extra defenders in to make the tackle.
Robson, that's come off a Worcester hand. And Stevenson is lassoed by Morgan. We have a man down in midfield. Sewer clears his lines. Robson is there. Here's 12 trees. Lots of grassland there, and that's a clever one. Pressure applied and a break in play. So let's head to Sarah, who's with Matt Kvesic.
Yeah, thanks, Ali. Well, Matt, it's not been a spectacle by any stretch of the imagination. It was always going to be tough today, but I mean, what's your take on it from a Gloucester perspective?
Yeah, like you said, it was always going to be a tough game. You know, the pitch and the weather and stuff like that was always probably going to dictate how tight the scoreline's going to be. But you know, I feel like we played really well. We played the conditions pretty well. Played upfield quite a lot. Tried to keep the ball as much as possible, and you know, obviously, you know, try and make them give some away some penalties, and then you know, hopefully capitalise on that.
Yeah, with 3 points left, you can almost feel the tension and nerves around Kingscote at the moment. What's it going to take now in the second half to come away with a victory?
Much of the same we've been doing already, I think. You know, playing territory and trying to keep pinned in their 22, and you know, let pressure on their exits and stuff like that. If we can keep up high field position, and you know, they're looking tired as well. Like I said, there's some big men out there, you know, getting tired on a heavy pitch. So if we can capitalise on some of the penalties we're giving away now and just see the game out. But you know, there's a lot of rugby to be played yet, and so you've got some quality players that can score some tries. It's going to be a tough last 15 minutes.
So you're happy?
Right, no.
So we're having a brief look at a replay here involving Chris Brooker.
He's not looking where that arm's going. He's literally just trying to swing his body around so he presents the ball the right way. He catches him with the open hand. It's not a deliberate punch. He's being tackled, tries to roll around, his hand just catches him.
I have a feeling he might have... I thought for a minute he'd taken an elbow on the way down, but I don't think he did. He's down on the ground at the moment, being attended to, though. So there is no foul play to be adjudicated upon. It's Nick Seymour who's readying himself to come on for Worcester. Where do you see Matt Kvesic in the England pecking order at this point in time? Ben, he was the man who was expected to really put the heat on Chris Robshaw.
Yeah, he's dropped back partly because of the performances of his team, and you know, we've said before, haven't we, it's much more difficult to be the 7 in a team that's going backwards, a pack that's going backwards to impress. But certainly with the way the England back row played in the autumn, some good play today. I thought he was much better today. That was really him at his best around the breakdown. He's always quick back to his feet, makes a lot of good impactful tackles, and there you see putting the pressure on Worcester when they're trying to clear their lines, stopping them dead. He's been much better, but I think it'd be a big surprise if he leapfrogged Chris Robshaw.
So Nick Seymour replacing Chris Brooker at hooker, and that's fallen straight into the arms of Robson, who's then tackled high by De Carpentier. Has to be a penalty coming. There is a penalty coming, and De Carpentier could be about to find himself in the sin bin. Gloucester, meanwhile, are searching for the try. Robson, none the worse for it. 12 trees. What was that?
So yellow.
There was another tackler on the man.
Into the bin goes Richard De Carpentier. Worcester down to 14 for the remaining quarter of an hour. How telling could that prove?
I don't think that was the only question, to be honest, was it? Was there a
try so close to the line?
I mean, terrible line out from Worcester. Lovely first step.
Oh, no, I think the cover was there from Betty, wasn't it? It was a good decision.
A slight bit of defence for Carpentier is that Robson is very small, step in the wrong direction. He got, you know, I don't think there was any particular malice in. He was lazy.
I'm sure when you had your neck taken out, you were just saying, it's okay because I'm small and you're big, so
it's a lazy.
It's okay.
Look, I mean, he's already done one on the inside, he's done the other. That is not the worst tackle I've ever seen in the world.
No, it's a yellow card.
And it should be 3 points. Should. Gloucester not safe, but definitely safer.
What Gloucester need now with someone to take control and say, make sure we get out of our reception of the kick here. So often we see teams kick 3 points, come back down, make a mistake, and it gets wiped out by another penalty to the opposition. Because if Gloucester score first next, then you think that that could be it.
High it goes into the Kingsholm air from Mieres. Sharples coming in. It's been taken this time by Senatore. Pennell at first receiver. A tackle from Robson, who's trying to hold his man up. Lovely little break from Simmons, making his Premiership debut today. He's taken Worcester inside the Gloucester 22. Sam Betty. And a dart from Sewer, probably one dart too many. Penny. Simmons, quick hands, and onwards to Drowning. Can't get it away. Bundled into touch.
Super scramble defence from Gloucester.
Guess who at the bottom?
Yeah.
Drowning looked like he'd done a really good job of staying in field. Lovely hands under pressure from Billy Twelvetrees. He stepped back inside, but as you said, the power of Mike Tyndall coming across. Not just Mike Tyndall, Sharples, wasn't it, who did the best job there. He's had a good game, Davido.
Mieres and Sewer are making way for Hodgson and Warwick. All change at half-back for Worcester. Remember, a man down. Yet more nervous moments to come for Dean Ryan and Carl Hogg. Stooks done well. Making good headway through Nick Wood. And Worcester defence splintering. Through a lot of work today, Elliot Stook, hasn't he?
Just thinking the same thing. 8 carries he's made.
Excellent clearance from Robson. We always talk about exit strategies, and particularly having just secured those 3 points from Twelvetrees. Vital to take play up towards their own 10-metre line. Still a nervous tension hanging in the air at Kingsholm. This job is far from done. Chris Brooker back on for Seymour. That was a short-lived timeout. Warwick. Drowning. Tyndall with the tackle yet again. Wood holding him up, looking for the choke tackle, looking for possession. It's there for Hodgson though. He goes blind. Stevenson nowhere to go. Johnny May had his number. Senatore runs into Sean Knight. Warwick goes cross-field, looking to pick out Drowning. He's picked him out. Fabulous step, a little obstruction there, perhaps from Alex Grove. Gloucester scrapping for possession of it. They've got it.
Oh, Trinder's done amazingly well. Turned the man on the floor.
Robson clears it away. Cook hurtling after it. Awkward one. Stevenson did well.
almost invites the high tackle, Stevenson. Everything. He's got another one.
Well, that again was very harsh because he was almost lying prone on the ground as the tackle came in.
He showed a huge amount of maturity so far today, this fella. I said before the show, a year ago playing for Bedford here in a real quite hostile environment. He's kept his cool numerous times, got Worcester out of trouble. But also how much the pace of the game has gone up since Hodgson's come on. He seems to be able to get to the rucks before they're actually happening.
You say it's harsh, you still can't smash someone in the face, whether they're on the floor or not.
Fair point.
What did you do through most of your career then?
There are exceptions to certain people like you, Dawes, which the referees turn a blind eye to for obvious reasons.
They encouraged it.
That's Chris Jones, once of England, and on the bench for Worcester today. Another change in the front row for Gloucester. Jan Thomas is on in place of Nick Wood. Lens issue for Chris Brooker. Nine minutes to go. How long we got left on that sin binning? Probably another 4 minutes or so by my reckoning. Nice line out ball for Hodgson to work with. Here's Warwick and Simmons, who's being used on the crash ball. Good tackle from 12 trees. Hodgson gets it away under pressure. Warwick being scragged by Angera.
12 red in at the side. 12 red.
Penalty coming Worcester's way.
12 red on the side.
Tyndall.
In range?
Well, it's very long range.
Yeah, 12 red in the side. Oh, yeah.
No, yet we haven't seen.
He's going to pump it into the corner. Paul Warwick had a decent time of it with Munster, won the Heineken Cup and a couple of league titles with them. Joined Stad thereafter. And now mixing and matching with Ignacio Mieres in the Worcester shirt. Time for the Shed to raise their voices. Big line out here for Worcester. Taken by Percival. Sam Betty controlling operations.
Well set. They need to get someone past Betty on that front side now. They've got to break out.
Rooker's there. Trouble for Gloucester. Tackle from May.
Just look at Hodgson organising his troops. That's the benefit you get of him.
Betty making a dent. Warwick spreading it for Grove. Show and go from Grove. Big hits. Was he lifted?
Leave 12, leave.
Onwards they go. Percival again. Worcester have gone backwards.
2 roll.
Gloucester doing a good job of slowing up the ball here for their opposition. Fine Ganuku is launched. This is where the Warriors need patience. Senatore. Warwick goes himself. Lovely skip from Warwick. Almost there, so nearly there. Just inches away, Paul Warwick.
Hodgson asking for help. He has to go in and clear out. They're going to have to pick and go around the corner, recycle their scrum half.
Less than a foot for the all-important try. Everybody calm. Percival pops it away for Betty. No way through. It's been stolen. Matt Cox has it. They have the advantage.
15 blue in at the start. 15 blue.
Penalty to Gloucester. Oh, so nearly for Paul Warwick and Worcester.
Brilliant footwork from Warwick. Pennell's taken a ban.
Didn't seem to be much on, was there?
Twelvetrees goes too early, doesn't he, onto his outside. Faint body swerve, and just if he could have got the hands free, could have reached that arm underneath him.
He could see it. He could see it just tantalisingly close.
It's the hand coming in. Was that Jan Thomas?
Well, they talk about the fine margins, but that really illustrates it, doesn't it? What can it have been? No more than 7 or 8 centimetres. Five minutes to go. Paul Warwick has waited his turn today. Straight through Twelvetrees, who ran out just that little bit too quick, and then he was allowed to keep going.
Just that hand coming in at the last minute, wasn't it, from Trinder? Wrapped round just as he was thinking about reaching.
Time is... Oh, no.
Chris Jones replacing Ariana Galazza in the second row for Worcester. Twelvetrees clears it away from immediate danger, but there is still danger here. Dean Ryan prowls. Good gather from Stook.
Once. Onside number two. Thank you.
Was Pennell taken out in the air. Johnny May again just mistiming it a fraction.
Sharples was screaming for support.
Warwick looks for the kick. It's been gathered by Cook, and Cook needs to wriggle free here for Gloucester. Tackles come in. Again, just the hint of a chance for Rob Cook. Tyndall straightens it up, holds onto the ball just. Kick charged down, the Robson kick, gathered in by Twelvetrees. It's hair and scarum stuff now.
It was charged down by JP Doyle.
Time's off.
Does that technically qualify as a charge down? He's lost his earpiece.
Even not my earpiece is. We're going to go back and check the TMO. We're going to go back and check the TMO first, and I can get my ear back on.
Oh, straight in the ear.
Straight in the ear.
Okay,
He's
David.
gone down.
Yeah, JP. Yeah, hi.
Is it you?
JP, can you hear me?
Yeah. David, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I haven't got any comms on this.
You can't hear.
No, I haven't got any comms. No, I've lost comms again.
I don't know whether it's his comms or he's just got a perforated eardrum.
We're going to check.
Well,
tackle in the air.
David Grassoff can hear JP Doyle, but JP Doyle can't hear David Grassoff, which appears to be the problem.
Can you check?
I wonder if Johnny May's in trouble for this tackle.
Right, we're checking.
And again, initially he makes the contact. He lets go because he's realised he's done wrong. Yeah, he is. I mean, he's just made his decision too late to pull out, hasn't he?
It's the second this afternoon as well.
Yeah, exactly.
JP,
No malice in it,
I've got
it's
a
just
report for
clumsy,
you.
but it will probably end
this
up
one on the screen. Number
in a
11 is
card.
tackling the player in the air, okay? And it's worse than the one earlier, but it's also the second tackle in the air of the game, okay? So I'm going to yellow card that player for team offence is tackling in the air, okay? Yellow card.
Well, it's a team offence, but it is a Johnny May offence because it's been him on 2 separate occasions, and he will finish this match from the touchline. So Worcester at full strength now, Gloucester down a man.
and with the ability to kick into the corner.
Converted try would still do it, remember, for Worcester.
The other big point about May's sin binning is that we've already seen that Paul Warwick is exceptional at the crossfield kick. Take away one of the wingers, and opportunities might arise for him.
Line out ball won by Percival. They have to still believe that it's possible from here. Brooker.
Same all attached. Same all. Broken off.
Stopped by Morgan. May just have stolen the ball, he stripped it. Cox takes it away. Charged down, Senatore. 12 trees in all kinds of bother.
Didn't he do well to stay up and then get some extra metres, allow his support to get back?
Some desperate rugby out there from some desperate men. Both clubs enduring really a nightmare few months in the league. This time Robson has got it away. Pennell. Fabulous tackle from Jan Thomas. Team Ryan screaming for quick ball. Warwick. Simmons. Stolen. And away goes Daviduk. Cook is outside him. Runs a nice line inside. Loses it. Did that go backwards for Daviduk?
I think it went forward originally, yeah. I think the referee's been advised by one of his assistants. I think it went forward originally and bounced off a Worcester player. How does this come out? Hands are in. It's actually the foot of Hodgson, I think, that makes it come out. Daviduk's alert to it. Really good line and ball back inside. I think he's had a brilliant game, Daviduk.
Time that to perfection, and for Rob Cook, we just needed to link somehow. Big tackle from Stevenson coming back there.
It's Stevenson's hands that dislodged the ball. I don't think that should have been a Worcester put in. Very difficult without the benefit of slow motion for JP Doyle to see.
.90 seconds remaining. Gloucester clinging on by their fingertips. Anything can happen. The tempo has been raised in the last 10 minutes or so. Helter-skelter rugby at Kingsholm.
Please come forward, please come forward, thank you. Crunch! Bind! Stay! Yes, 9. It's roll straight through the tunnel. Roll straight through the tunnel. We'll
Straight through and out the other side. Last few big seconds here for Gloucester to hold out. It's been a painful season. So too for these men. Look how much they want it. Kingsholm have found their voice. Nothing like a reset scrum to dissolve the atmosphere.
And the man in the middle of it for me, he's been in the middle of everything for Gloucester today. Darren Daviduk, his line-out's been 100% under real pressure. He's been brilliant around the park. He's been a complete nuisance at Worcester's breakdown. So he's my Aviva man of the match. Much deserved.
Both sides pumping themselves up here because Worcester at the very least want a bonus point, Alistair. They do not want to fall another point away from, is it London Irish at the moment?
Time off. Well, the clock has gone red. There will be time for one last scrummage, one last throw of the dice.
Maintain your height. Keep your head above your hips and your feet underneath you. You keep your feet underneath you and wait for the ball before pushing.
Here we go, Yannick!
Let's keep them up. Thank you. Thank you.
That area of the pitch becoming badly worn. Purchase is a problem underfoot.
Closer, closer, Gloucester, please. Gloucester, closer. Second rows, get in. Let's go, please. Come on.
As Paul Warwick got one last trick in that magic box. It'll have to be a pretty good one.
From deep within his 22. It's a big shove from Gloucester. Worcester have just about secured it. It's Messi, Hodgson to Warwick. And on they go. Grove, Pennell, Stevenson. That's it. Finally, a win to stem the flow of defeats. Relief washes over Kingsholm. What a match it has been. Not pretty. But the Gloucester mince pies will taste just that little bit better after that result. For Worcester, a losing bonus point, and they sink a little deeper into the mire. 12 points to 6. Breathless stuff towards the end. And Gloucester have done just about enough. A heartbreak for Dean Ryan. His team came so close. And let's not forget how close Paul Warwick came potentially to breaking that one open.